over here. I'm trying to follow them out. And like, get over here now. Oh, jeez. My wife would go, I'm over here. We're all over here. Yeah. She'd come back. How'd you get back over here? My wife was there. I wasn't over there. Boy. So that kind of
trying to lure her away.
Yeah, so we're just like,
they're smart. Yeah. I've heard that from people before where they'll think it's somebody, they'll say their name or close to their name, so they think it's somebody calling for them, and that person isn't over there.
I was sitting there, and behind the oak, a huge like skunk smell came, like a whole smell came. And she's like, I kept hearing something breaking on that thing. And I don't know what it was. I don't want to go there. Shot on through there.
I know. There, then over here. Yeah, I know. Okay. You should come stay close. Why? Because we don't want you to turn into dinner. Stop doing that. What? Stop this spotlight. When you're getting noises like that, that's going to keep them out there. You want to let them come in.
When it rains, and then right after the rain it gets really calm.
Yeah. Come listen over here. I don't see anything on the thermal, but I'm hearing noise here. Like right there. We don't do anything with that anyway, trying to answer it. You see there's stuff there, we know what we did in the ambush cover. These kind of places where they created the lines, like breaking the trees off and actually making a blind on the game trail so the deer come along and they gotta stop and they'll ambush it from the sides. There was a place in Northern California. You see anything? And it's huge. And it happened segments before they could talk. Keep your ears peeled. I'm going to walk over to the passenger side there.
nothing else.
Before you came and got me. Okay, I'm not sure. I've had a hard time because we're not in radio silence mode, you know, we're in this chit-chat mode, which is probably smart because the creatures are going to think, you know, we're just distracted.
Part of his head in their hair.
You can tell the spring is really big in there, you can't see. I start breaking down those lines.
Yeah, I know that the people. Pretty scary stuff, actually. I always tell people don't ever go out of line. Be armed if you can. Just be really careful.
I'm going to leave this here if you want to see what's warm and what's not. Help yourself. It's there.
Still be careful. Everyone will seem to be hurt by these things. See, quiet doesn't mean they left. They could be sneaking around watching. They're not coming and bothering you, so know that.
We had one whistle coming from up here, and the other one came from across the
Could be circling. They do that a lot. They'll circle.
He's kind of an exhale.
I was out with the spotlight looking around, walking around, because I knew they were around, but they're just in the tree. We can't see them.
Yeah, they're hiding.
And we got back closer to the Ogon, and we were talking with Will. They made their calls, or this is after they made their calls, right? And you grabbed me. That's when you came. You grabbed me. You're like, hey, come this way. Something just growled at me, and just like from your reaction, you were genuine, and I was like, okay, something happened. All right, let's go. Let's check it out. How did it sound like? I remember I was teasing you. I remember, and then I heard that or like something just on the other side of the bush, some kind of growl. I never heard that type of like a like it announcing like I'm here, like something like something unlike we never heard before. And it was like that's when my eyes got wider. I was like, oh, okay, all right, this is they really are, they really did growl at him, and they growled at me, and what's gonna happen now? So I got the spotlight and the flare camera in my night vision, so and we just couldn't see them. Yeah.
I and what you described is exactly what I heard. It was kind of a whew, but
yeah,
it came from such a deep chest.
Yeah.
And it had no floppy mouth or anything that a horse would have.
It was more of a
These things were very, I think they can throw their voice or focus their voice somehow or another, because I heard it, but I didn't get it. It did not pick up on the Zoom recorder, which was running the whole time. And it was sitting on the hood of the van, and it was pointed forward. So it was, kind of pointing towards the tail of their truck, which was about, 20 feet away from the van, and it recorded tons of stuff. It recorded Will and the Socies when they were standing in front of the Hogan, like 40 feet off to the left. But it did not get any of those huffs that you and I heard.
Yeah.
And so I feel like
my recorder too. Nothing.
Yeah, it's not. What is that?
I don't know. You got me right there. It's like through all the recordings.
Well, and I went to the smartest resource that I know, which was Grok on X, and I asked him, "Hey, is it possible to focus audio the way that you can focus light?" And Grok came back and said, "Yeah, you can focus audio. There are limitations to it, but a lot of it has to do with the chamber that is producing the audio, or the instrument producing the audio. And, there's certain necessary shapes, but audio can be focused." And I think somehow or another, they just naturally can, and they made it very personal, because it felt personal to me. It felt like it was talking to me.
Did they come over from back that way?
You heard something over there?
Oh yeah.
They're circling.
I heard a kind of an exhale, kind of like, sort of like if a horse was exhaling, but without the horse part.
Oh, they're close in.
Yeah. I called Don over, and he came over and flashed, but I didn't, of course, didn't see anything, but it sounded close. To me, it sounded like it was maybe 20 feet away.
Come to see what's going on here. Where
Yeah,
that screaming is coming from.
And that's where I'm screwing around with stuff, so,
Are you afraid, Adam?
No.
You're going to want to go and check to see what you're doing.
No, but I'm kind of like, if George wants to walk up, I mean, geez.
George, Logan, pal.
That's it. George.
Yeah. This way. You hear something moving in the brush over here.
Yeah, I did too.
I know, I was thinking that too. And it could be further up than you think too. You hear the noise. Well, it could be, sure. They're smart. They are. Certainly are. I didn't look see if he was recording this.
Sometimes they start going, but it's usually around like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Yeah. But then it gets really cold to about 20 degrees right now. Yeah.
It's supposed to get cold tonight.
Yeah. I think the coldest has been negative 17.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, the cold doesn't bother them. They actually kind of like it.
Mm.
I used to track an area where they would always go up into the snow fields.
Mm.
They never come down. They were always going up. That was kind of interesting. These guys are pretty benign. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Unless you're
We
a
usually
horse.
have 2 of them. One of them is the one that yells, which is George.
Yeah.
The smaller one, well, we usually call the smaller one different names, but
Uh-huh.
he's the one that's more mischievous.
Oh.
He's the one that makes pop-ups. So he is the one that was chasing the 3 boys.
I wonder if that's a younger one, a juvie.
Yeah, because it was it's pretty small.
Yeah, juvenile.
Because like I said, I was up there with the horse, and I think that's what I was chasing around.
Yeah, most likely.
Because up there, and then that tree line way over this hill,
Yeah, right.
I was riding my horse, or my grandfather's horse, Ginger, and I would say she's about this tall.
Mm-hmm.
And those oak trees, they were like hitting my chest right here, even though I was sitting on top of her. So I was like, because I saw 4 cows, and I think there was 2 small ones and 2 big ones,
Mm-hmm.
and I completely remembered them, so I know which cows I'm chasing. And so I went up there, and like I said, like my sister said, we had walkie-talkies. So I was telling her, like, I'm going up that way towards the fence. They're running up, because all I heard was, like they were just running, and
Yeah.
that's all I heard. And that was before all the stories, so I didn't really think anything of
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And that's when I was up there. And then I got to the fence line, and I was like, dang it, I lost them, because they stopped. And then after that, I was like, I'm going back down. I went down 1/4 of the way, and all of a sudden I just hear them running all the way straight down.
Holy cow.
And then I was like, oh, I got them. And I was trying to go through the oaks. And then right when I got back on the road, and then that's when it stopped again. I was like, dang it, I'm like too slow to chase these cows.
Oh, man.
And then that's when I started going down the road, and I started going down that way. And then all of a sudden I just heard something really huge and big, and
Oh, my God.
it was running through the oaks again, going upwards towards the fence. And I was like, oh, I got them again. So I was like going up and down the going after the sound, going up, then going down. Then I would go around it, and it would like run back that way. And then it would run, they would all run back down, and it runs back up, and I was like, I'm done. I lost him, because I didn't hear it after that. And then I went to the well, and I was like, there's nothing at the well, so I came back this way. And I followed a small little road all the way down. And then there's like an oak bush about this tall. And then here, all those 4 cows were just laying there, like,
Oh, geez.
like they weren't
weren't
even
chasing the
being
cows.
chased. Yeah. And so I got scared, and I didn't want to go back up there by myself.
It makes you wonder, what the heck was I chasing?
Yeah, because it was pretty big. It sounded like a whole big cow was running through, and I was like, I don't even know what I was chasing. I just heard it, but I never saw them.
Okay, guess it's nothing. It's a little hot spot right there. So
Probably
just
not
be
going to
bottom
catch
of
them
the
unless they come in real close. Of course, Adam said you heard a exhale over here.
tree. It's really thick right there too. Yeah, but as soon as I joined them, I heard the same thing.
Yeah, it was like I mean, it wasn't super, I mean, I would give it maybe 20 feet, and it wasn't particularly aggressive. It was just
Right.
out of place, you know?
It sounds like it's probably right behind, right over there, those trees.
Yeah, something.
Just coming in to check things out.
Yeah.
Who are them strange people?
George is probably interested in a crew position with me. Let's see, I'm running around. I could use some assistance here. Hey, man, I can help that guy.
What do you guys think? Should we head down the road then and let these guys get warm?
I think so, yeah. Have you guys popsicles yet?
Oh, no, we're used to it.
You used to it? You like this? 20 degrees is like, ah.
Hey, you can't trust them.
Yeah.
I mean, you
No,
just
totally.
can't.
Their worst instincts may kick in. I would think is a very reasonable possibility.
She was saying that the smaller one, which is probably a juvie, is the prankster.
Yeah.
What? She said there's a prankster?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
young one's the prankster.
What? I missed out. Okay. Let's get some job.
Really, really.
Did you follow them? Yeah.
Follow for it takes out.
Well,
I wish the sounds had been a little louder, but there were responses.
there were responses and we got them. I know we got them. I'll double check it.
That last one, I asked them, is that George? They're just quiet staring at me. I was like, okay, yes, that's George. And they're like, that's weird.
When you hear some banging and
Yeah.
everything that these things are, they're shining light at them.
Yeah, they are.
That way.
Yeah, they're glassing to the left.
And
right.
That's where they're coming from. So
Yeah.
right here.
Yep. They might be making sure their horses are okay too.
Yeah. Well, that's where the creatures are over there.
Yeah.
So the recorder. Oh, you're gonna put one here, right?
Sir, I'll put it on post.
Right. And we got the other one out. So hopefully.
Did we ask them we could put
noises.
the recorder on?
Yeah.
Okay, we did. Okay, good. All right.
Yeah. Hopefully these recorders catch some sounds tonight.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they probably will.
Yeah. Well,
They're around doing stuff.
yeah. Isn't this something she hops out? She's
Got that rifle.
got the rifle on her.
That tells you something.
It does.
It really does. I mean, you don't go around packing a rifle all the time.
When it comes to dangerous things, like risky
Yeah.
things, they, our people always let the younger ones go do the risky things.
Yeah. They can move faster. Well, Sasquatch used their young for centuries. Same thing.
You go.
Yeah. So
Doing the riskier things.
yeah. So we always send the younger ones to go do like whatever's risky or
Mhm.
yeah.
Well,
So she's the younger one out of the bunch. So.
She's ready.
She coming up with the rifle too.
To cover her.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's smart.
And these guys are very, very tactical.
Yeah, so go up just a little ways past the truck here so we can
Yeah.
put the recorder out. She's gonna have to turn around and back in.
Right here's good.
Yeah.
Right here, just use past the truck.
Wow.
Yeah. They say as soon as you leave this fence, they come down right here too.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a good place to leave the recorder.
Yeah.
Yeah. No kidding.
Well, excellent.
Yeah. Wow.
Heck
You never know when you stop and talk to somebody what's going to lead to.
Right.
No, this area has the potential of kind of being a
does
haunted valley
Oh yeah, right. It
because
does.
you know you call to them, they come down. You know.
He was saying that the people over by that red lake they don't like to talk about stuff, but they talk to him.
Ah. Okay.
But there's stuff happening over there too.
Got it.
That's really close to us too, Red Lake. Remember we tried getting in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna see them. I don't think they want to be seen.
No, they're staying outside.
Yeah, if they wanted to, they'd have
Oh, sure. If they wanted to,
they'd have patted us.
they're real aggressive.
Do you think they kind of like know our intentions or feel like some kind of weird way about us? Do you think?
No, they're not, and they don't even really get that close to these people all the time.
Exactly. They've never seen her.
So they're kind of standoffish.
Yeah.
They come in just enough to kind of see what, like when he did those yells.
Yeah.
They came in to see what was going on.
Yep.
And the more relaxed they feel, the more they'll come in and do stuff. If
Like-
they know you're not a threat, the light's kind of a threat to them. You're coming out after them.
Yeah. The closer,
You're gonna not do that.
I realized when I was just putting stuff away, I was kind of occupied, distracted. I wasn't looking outside. I wasn't looking for anything. I was trying to get my gear, put back in the box. And that's when I got huffed, right?
Yeah.
And so, it wasn't when I was in hunting mode. It was when I was in, guy doing his own thing mode,
And he did talk about him being seen out here.
That's right.
So,
It is
I
possible.
mean, they're not going to just hunker down on that one
Yeah, the
mountain
one.
area there.
Right.
They're going to be out.
See your spotlight? Let me throw a bead over here. Yeah.
Well, we're in that rock valley.
So you can see the eye shine. Yeah, he did imitation too. We're going pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
The coyote we heard, she talked about hearing something like that before.
Yeah.
It sounded, she couldn't quite pinpoint the sound. It was kind of like coyote, but a little bit like a deeper sound like a wolf too.
Mm-hmm.
So it really wasn't either one.
Yep.
She said she went on YouTube and listened to different sounds like that,
Yeah.
and it wasn't any of those.
It's very
I said, well, we did hear something like that coming in, just the one.
Yeah.
So can't say 100%, but it could have been one of them
Totally.
because they will imitate coyotes.
This is interesting. I know they're around, but I really don't think they're going to give us a road crossing or anything fun,
Well, you never know
I'm just ready, though.
because we don't know how many are in this area.
That's true.
And there's a group back there, but are there more out this way?
Yeah.
And if the group is larger, are the other members out this way?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that would be something, No one.
You got to remember, most often they're aggressive.
Yeah.
They're not like this group.
Yeah.
Yeah, these.
This is the exception.
Right.
This is the group that you want to work with, huh?
Well, and you don't 100% know about this one. They probably have a dark side they're not revealing.
Exactly. Well, I'm pretty sure they broke a horse's neck.
Yeah.
And then,
Well, that's a part of hunting, of course, but
I
yeah,
think-
right.
I think they know that they're the offering, for the peace, to keep it like that is their animals,
Yeah.
whether they're consent or not.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, when the animals out, they're next.
Yeah.
That's what happened to us in Lima Valley. We took all our animals, and then my great grandma was next on the menu, and we were on the menu.
Yeah. It was time to move, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we left.
Started getting closer to that shade house, and I kind of peeked my head up really slow, lift my head up to see who it is, and I could literally see this dark figure walking right at the foot of my bed.